Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I am going to show you how we can enable and configure VSYS on Palo Alto 545044. And later I will show you how we can enable communication between the two VSYS. So VSYS is the same concept as VDOM in FortiGate. So using VSYS on Palo Alto, you can have multiple virtual dedicated firewall instances on a physical box. Okay, so let's start. So as my both firewalls are in HA, so I have to enable VSYS feature on both of them. The main thing is in Palo Alto, you should have a active license, VSYS license in order to enable the option. So let me log in first. So you should have a active license for VSYS, otherwise you will not able to see the VSYS option. Okay, so my both firewalls are in HA, if you can see. So what I will do, I will temporarily disable this HA in because I don't want to stuck in the position where my configuration sync will take time. So what I will do, it's a simple and quick method. I will suspend the secondary box first from the HA. You see the status of HA here, it is suspended. Now the primary box, I will also go to device, HA, operational command. I will also suspend this. Now my HA is suspended. Then I will go to my first box. I will go to device, setup, and enable VSYS. Management, it will be under device, setup, management, general setting. I will edit this and enable this multi-virtual system capability. You will see this option only when you have a active or valid VSYS license on Palo Alto. Okay, and this. Now I'll go to secondary. Same thing I will do. Device, setup, management, general setting, scalability, and now my VSYS is enabled. After enabling this, you can see this option, virtual systems, under the devices. Okay, and the secondary firewall, you can see this option. Now I will re-enable my HA. I will enable on primary. Okay, now I will do this on secondary. I will check my HA status. It is HA is re-enabled. So let's wait for everything to come normal. Let's wait for this to complete. Then we'll do our remaining configuration. Oh, my configurations are sync and my VSYS is enabled. Okay, from both. Now we can do configuration on the primary one and it will be sync automatically to the secondary. So I have one default VSYS. Now I am going to create a new one here. So we'll go to device, virtual system and add. So ID will be 2. Name I'm giving it as a shared service, and okay. So I have two VSYS now. VSYS 1, its name is this one, and VSYS 2, its name is this one. Okay. So next thing is virtual routers, network virtual router. So by default, both VSYS belongs to same virtual router. Okay. So I don't want any replica or any common point or overlapping between the VSYS. I want to keep them totally separate. So it's best practice to have two separate virtual routing tables for both the VSYS. So here I will create two routing tables. First one I will name as DM management for the first one. Okay. And I will create another one for my second VSYS. Shared service. Okay. From here I can assign VSYS to this virtual router or a VRF or a routing table to the VSYS. So it is assigned to this one. The second one is assigned to this one. Okay. Now the next thing is I have to create zone because VSYS, the VSYS 2, which is a new one, doesn't have any zone. So I'll create one zone. I will name that zone as, let's say, LAN, and it will belong to my new VSYS, which is shared services. Okay. Now I have two interfaces with the IPs. First one is this one, AE2.120. This VLAN or this interface or this IP interface belongs to VSYS 1, and I will assign one virtual router to this one, and the zone is already assigned. Now the second interface is AE2.1002. So this belongs to VSYS 1. Now I will shift this interface or IP interface to the new VSYS, and I will assign the routing table as this one, virtual router as shared services, and zone as zone. It's not appearing here. So okay, let's see. Where is the zone? I forgot to mention zone type. That's why it was not appearing under the interface settings. Now I'll go back, interface, zone, LAN, okay, and commit. So I did all the configuration, basic configurations, and to enable and configure the VC, then assign interfaces and zone and the virtual router or routing table to the new VCs. Okay, so now my topology look like this. So I have one cluster of uh, 5450 Palo Alto firewalls. I have two VCs, VCS 1, VCS 2. VCS 1 has interface AE1 20250, which is going to switch 1. And VCS 2, this is going to, this has interface AE2 102 1002 is going to switch 2. So both are totally isolated. So my main goal is now to communicate, to enable communication between these two VCs. So if we talk about FortiGate, so we have a simple concept of inter-VDOM link. So we configure a layer 3 inter-VDOM link in the FortiGate, and both VDOMs can communicate. But here the concept is a bit different. Okay. So there are two things, two ways to enable inter-VCS communication. One way is this one with an external layer 3 device or a router. So you can have one layer 3 or layer 3 device or a router outside your firewall. You can have some physical connection from both VCs to that router, or a SVI VLAN interface with the IP connected to this router, and all the routing from one VSys to all VSys to will be managed through this router. And the traffic will be from VSys 1 will be going outside the firewall, physical firewall, and then going to router, and then entering the same physical firewall and going to VSys 2. So this is the one option. So this is the first option. In this option, the traffic is surely leaving the physical firewall and is totally dependent on some external L3 device. The other option is this one. So inter VSYS communication. So traffic will remain inside the firewall. So I am going to demonstrate this option because the other one is pretty simple. And this one we have to create some policy, some zones. So let's do it. So the commit is completed. My both interfaces are ready. If you can see it again, A1.250 with this IP belongs to this virtual router and this VSys. And the second interface 2.1002 belong with this IP belongs to the shared services virtual router and VDOM shared services. Now, in order to communicate these two interfaces or these two IPs which belong to different VSys, I have to do some configurations. First of all, I will go to devices, virtual systems, will edit VSys 1. And if you see this option, this last tab, visible virtual system. So I will select this. So my VSys 1 will be visible to VSys 2. Okay. And then in VSys 2, my VSys 1 will be visible to VSys 2. VSys 1 will be visible to VSys 2 and VSys 2 will be visible to VSys 1. Okay. And commit. So next step is we have to create. So because there is no concept of inter VSYS link or layer 3 link or something in the Palo Alto. So here we have to create two external zones, and those zones can communicate using a policy. Okay, so traffic flow will be like this. So the traffic from NFS zone, this is my LAN zone. Okay, will go to external zone, and from external zone it will go to this external zone of VSys1 and then go to the NFS. So, okay, so let's go back. So this first step is completed. Now I will go to network zones. I will create two new zones. The zone 1, which belongs to DM management. Okay, I will name it as external, any name you can be, VSys 1. Okay, type would be external, and the virtual system it can communicate is VSys 2. Okay, so VSys 1 external zone, type external, will be able to communicate with VSys 2. Okay, now I will create another zone, external underscore VSys 2. Its location is VSys 2, type is external, and it can communicate with VSys 1. Okay. Now, other step is virtual router. So I have to do some inter virtual router routing. Okay. So I will go to my first virtual router, which belongs to VSys 1. I'll go to static route. Here I will create a route. I will name it as VSys 1 to VSys 2. Okay. So my destination will be this IP 172.1.1.8/29. This is my subnet. Okay. And my next hop would be VRF. Okay. And VRF name would be shared service. So what I'm telling in my VSYS1 virtual router, I'm putting a static route. I am telling that if you want to communicate with this destination, go to the next hop would be a VRF or virtual router, and that virtual router name is shared service. Okay. And okay. Now the second virtual router which belongs to VSYS2, I'm going to do the same thing. I will name it VSYS2 to VSYS1. My destination is this one, 172.25.25.0. The subnet is 24. Next hop is VR, and the VR name is DM management. Okay. And okay. Now let's comment this. Now the final thing is we have to create the policies. Policies in VSYS1 and policy in VSYS2. Then we'll do the test. How I'm going to do the test, I will access this switch, initiate a ping from this IP to this. Okay. So let's wait for this commit to complete, and then we'll jump to our last step. Okay, now I'll go to policies. I will go to VSYS1. Okay. I will create a new policy, inter VSYS communication. Okay. This will be a universal policy, and source will be my LAN interface or NFS, like this one, from NFS to this one. And destination will be external zone, application, any service. I will keep any action, allow, log, and okay. I will move this policy on the top. Okay. So I will name this is one. Okay, let's rename it. This is 1, 2. This is 2. Okay. Now the second policy will be its opposite, from this is 2 to this is 1. Okay. Will be same universal. Source will be external. Destination will be NFS, application all, service, any, action, all, and then okay. And I will also move this. So I have in my first VCs, I have two policies. One is from NFS to external, and then external to NFS, like this one. Okay, from here to here and here to here. Now I will go to my second VCs. Similar to the other one, I will create same two policies from VCS2 to VCS1. It's universal. Source will be my LAN. Destination will be my external application any. service any, action all, log. Okay. Then the second rule, universal source will be external, destination will be LAN on service any, action all. So now I have two policies, two ways, and two policies in vSys 1 and 2. So I'll comment. So I will try to ping from here to this IP. So let's try ping 172.25.25.1. It's not pingable. So let's wait for this commit to complete. Then we'll try again. Commit is completed. Now let's try expanding. Okay. So this is how you can go with the option 2, which is like the traffic will remain inside the firewall and you just play with the policies to enable inter VSYS communication. So thank you for watching.